Welcome, one and all, and welcome back to your Celtic Supporter Podcast, Monday Club. And gentlemen, I actually do fucking wish I was sitting in a pub with you having a proper Monday Club, because there is plenty for us to get our gums fucking blubbering this evening as well. But guys, everybody that's watching us, everybody that's going to be watching us, thank you very much again for sparing your time with us Three Nuggets as well. We will be right in about talking all things Celtic. We missed you on Friday. You can apologise for not having a show as well, but we are back in action tonight. Kevin, Andy, thank you very much for joining us. Before we get the wee introduction from you guys, as we always do, we give a huge thank you to our sponsors. First off, Pro Sports Media, Dennis Devlin. Guys, get a hold of Dennis on his socials. I'll put them up across the bottom just now, where Dennis and the team there as well will go through a lot of Scottish football and some English football, Scottish football as well, and Celtic, of course. And our clothing brand, our clothing sponsor is Adalantes.com. If you go to Adalantes, use the CSP code number CSP5 as your code at checkout, and you'll get £5 off your order as well. Tell Des the boys sent you as well, and we're all good there as well. So thank you very much for those boys in getting this podcast to you. Kevin, my man, how the bloody hell are you, and how was your week and weekend, my man?
Aye, it wasn't a bad week. It was a quiet weekend and all. Never done too much at all at the weekend. Friday night was a quiet one, and Saturday just the missus had her work of their day out after Christmas, so they had that on Saturday. So it was a day with the wee boy on Saturday, and then it was Celtic Park yesterday for my sons. So aye, it's all good, mate. It's all good. Part for club putting us through the ringer. It's all good.
There they have. And I've got to say as well, that was another game for me yesterday without Barry, and that was the 94th minute. I was there yesterday as well, so I'm setting a fucking trend here, by the way. No pub for me anyway, James. So see, the next time as well, you tell me me and Barry holding horns walking to the pub. Have a wee word with yourself, brother, as well, because I've lost the fucking injury time in the last 2 games. Andy, my man, how are you, sir?
I'm all right. I'm starting to feel a wee bit better. I was in my bed all weekend, mate. Absolutely ill. I didn't, when I get finished on Friday, I just basically went in my bed and I didn't do much, to be honest with you. Just try to kind of sleep it off. And the only time I really went out the house was picking one of the lassies up for a party she was at with. Somebody she's at with uni. Me and the youngest one went to pick her up at a party. That's the only time I was really out the house, to be honest with you, mate. So still trying to get out of it, but I'm back at work, still got to earn the pennies, but I don't want to be here, but still, I've just got to go on, mate, ain't you? And let's be honest, you know, it's been a weekend, never mind during the week disappointment, but disappointment at the weekend, I know, it's something to be pick me up to get you going, you know, it's not been great.
It's no, and we spoke a lot before we kind of entered into this period of congestion as well with the games that we've got as well. And we spoke about ideal scenarios and what you would want to do, but you know, you look at the last 2 games as well, and that's, well, the last 3 obviously were scraping last minute winners. Last 2 games have been beaten. We're up against again a big fucking opposition again on Thursday, and then we've got a hugely important fucking Sunday game as well. So I don't want to put too much on that one as well, but I think a lot of the comments that I'm seeing now as well is that Sunday's, no, I say last chance saloon. But I think certainly for the Glasgow teams as well, that's going to be, if there's a winner in one of those games as well, then potentially one of the Glasgow teams then is maybe dropping out of that kind of scenario, or dropping out the reckoning. But anyway, we will get into that. We'll absolutely get into that as well. Now, we weren't on Friday as well, so we didn't get the chance to go over Stuttgart too much. And I don't want to waste too much time on that as well, because there's been a wee bit of time between them. We'll talk about that when we talk about what's coming up on Thursday against Stuttgart as well. But Kevin, I'll come to you first, brother, as well. Yesterday's game, and we'll get into the aftermath of yesterday's game, and we'll have comments and chats and stuff as well about what's happened after it. But the game itself, mate, sucker punched as well. There's a few incidents we'll have a wee chat about, but generally, looking at it, I thought Celtic actually were better yesterday than they've been in some other games. I thought second half, we didn't have the kind of killer instinct to finish the goal, which is again a common thing. But I thought we actually controlled that game a lot more. What was your thoughts on the whole game as a whole, mate?
I thought in spells at times it wasn't too bad, but there was they're still trying to do this walking into the net all the time. No, I mean, they'll barely take a touch. barely take a shot from outside the box, want to walk it another time. We still aren't creating. You know, how many clear-cut chances was there yesterday? How many balls into the box was there and nobody was in the end of them? It's at times it gave you a wee bit of hope and showed a wee bit of promise, but it was like the rest of the season. It's been wee fleeting 10 and 15 minutes here and then back to normal again. But unfortunately, the personnel we've got is what we're stuck with at the end of the season, and we are where we are.
But, sadly, that's where we've gone. Sorry, mate.
It's just I know you've got certain things that you're going to go through, but it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Simple as that. It's
not, and we'll come to some of the things that you're saying there as well. But just while we're on this man here as well, who's been a member for 1 month as well. So I don't know the name, but 573V13 as well. Once we've done a wee bit more of the ins and outs of the giveaway as well, and apologies it's taken us so long to get this. But my man, this print will be making its way to you, our winner of the Kilmarnock goal timing. So very, very well done, sir, as well. If you can give us a wee email, and I don't want you to send this stuff public, but let me just put a banner across the middle with our email address. If you can send your information for where to send this to, buddy. I don't know if you can see it close up, the reflection of my screen is there as well. But Visit Europe, it's got the team lineup on there as well. It's got your players. So it's a cracking wee print, actually. It's a decent wee thing to win for fuck all as well. So well done, my man. Give us your details as well, and I'll get that in the post to you this week, brother. Andy, did you get to watch it? And obviously you're saying that your weekend was pretty much gubbed. Did you get to watch the game yesterday?
Aye, I still watched it. I think you're right. You know, technically we had shots on target quite a lot in that kind of first period. Nothing really materialising for it. I think overall, when you look at Celtic now, I agree with Kev as well, and to a certain extent that at times it looks as if they are trying to walk the ball into the back of the net, and it then becomes really frustrating. It frustrates the fans that start getting the top of the players. The fact that to get through that any kind of defensive setup, you know, we really struggle with creating real opportunities, and I think it's a real lack of bravery for the players as well. Belief, confidence, bravery, call it what you want. I think a lot of the time it's missing. Up one end of the park and down the other end of the park, at times we look all over the place. I mean, it's really quite concerning that our goalkeeper and two centre backs are an absolute bomb scare at times. You know, it gets really highlighted at times, and I know I'm looking well ahead, but towards the end of the season, you're looking at a squad and going, the majority of them need to be fired out the door, or whoever the next manager's going to be is get a big job on his hands to try and get in out of these players, because we need a lot of work done on the park, off the park, up the stair in the offices, the whole lot. It's a big job it's to happen, and we're still getting a season to go. So we will see where we stand at the end of the season. And what's required to really, I suppose I was going to say a mini rebuild, but I think
it's a massive job, Andy, and I'm going to flick between different stuff here as well, because I've got a few different wee banners and things that we're going to speak about. But you mentioned there as well about a massive job, right? And it absolutely is. Now, regardless where we finish in this league this year, now again, many people getting into the season this year would have been looking at this as well. It's a one-horse race. Celtic have dominated for years as well. We've got the potentially finishing fourth in a one fucking horse race. That is horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And a lot of the apathy and stuff like that as well that we're seeing in there as well. And people are absolutely fucking scunnered, and rightly so. A lot of people are writing the season off. They've been angry too often as well. It's like no letting it happen this season anyway as well. So a lot of people, I'm not saying they're giving up, but they're just tired of fucking fighting a losing battle. I think it is. And here's the one I want to pop in here. I was going to keep this for a wee bit later on as well. So I've seen a couple of comments, and I'm interested. It's not my thoughts, but, you know, I like to poke and prod as well for a wee bit of comments. Again, from the community, guys, please Get your comments in this one as well, because it might be a wee emotive one for us here. Now, the one I'm going to say is Martin O'Neill has had a lot of plaudits for coming in the first time, steadying the ship after what obviously Brendan. Then we had the Wilfred Nonce debacle as well. And then Martin O'Neill's coming in. And it seems as if the wheels are kind of coming off for some people. So what I want you to chat about, Kevin, I'm going to come to you first as well. The Martin O'Neill show. Is Martin O'Neill actually working wonders? Or are we actually sitting here wondering if it's working at all? Or if anybody else is working? Because as you've said there yourself as well, defensively we look like a fucking bomb scare. Midfield, we're not penetrating. Up the front as well, we're not getting anywhere near the amount of goals that we should be. We've got fucking Negrin, who somebody had the comment as well, he's the worst midfielder. I can't even go to try and bastardise it as well, but somebody like, he's absolute shite, but he's our best goal scorer. Now, I don't believe Negrin's shite at all. But Kevin, for you, do you look at the job that Martin's doing and say he is working wonders with what we've got there? Or is it starting to kind of show that it's not actually working?
No, what happened was Martin O'Neill came in and there was a wee lift and there was a wee bounce effect. And then he was away and then he was back. And when he came back, again, you get a wee bounce, you get the wee new manager effect and they go a lift. And what happened was he steadied it at the back. They started defending a bit better. They weren't leaking as many goals. But we're starting to play with a wee bit of pace. We had a lot better movement and we were playing with a wee bit of intent. But it soon wavered and we've just fucking dropped right back into the Brendan Rodgers style effort. Tippy-tappy, passing it across the back line, forward to McGregor, back to one of them, back to McGregor, out to one side, back to McGregor, out to the other. There's nobody moving about. There's nobody running into the space and the defence is meant to fuck again.
Right, so let me get back to the question that I posed you then.
No,
is Martin O'Neill working wonders or is it just not working?
No, it's just not working. You could have fucking Ancelotti. You could have some of the finest managers in the world, but when you've got the duds that we've got, you can't get a tune at them. It's no Martin O'Neill's no going to be able to. He's not going to be able to do anything else with them. He's not going to be able to do anything else with them because they're simply not fucking good enough. Either that or they're not interested, and it's a bit of both because there's some right lazy, arrogant bastards in that team. So there is, and there's some of them are just absolute fucking pish.
Yeah, there's. It's not a finger of blame thing that I want to do here, and again we had this week of the chat on the chat earlier on actually us, and it's like we don't want to be another podcast that's just going to sit and lay the boot in as well. We'll obviously have our thoughts and our comments on it, Andy. But for you, Martin O'Neill is obviously seen as a cult figure as well. He's a hero figure for many Celtic fans. My favourite era growing up watching Celtic was watching Martin O'Neill's first era here as well. That team was powerful, was everything you'd want for a Celtic team. It was probably one of the winningest teams, other than Brendan, of course, as well. But it was fantastic going there. And you knew what you were going to get a lot of the times as well. Yeah, listen, obviously sometimes there was shit games and stuff like that, but you knew you were going to get grit, determination, hard tackles, fucking hard men. So, same question to you then, Andy. With all that considered and with what you're seeing just now as well, is Martin O'Neill for you still working wonders with the pool of talent that he's got there? Or are we now in a situation as well where that bounce, as Kevin's saying, is worn off and it's basically just starting to kind of no work as well as we all thought that Martin would do?
See, we're getting the same attitude we had under Brendan Rodgers with the players, in my opinion. And we all had to go at Rodgers, and including Desmond publicly had a go at Rodgers, and quite rightly so. But overall, the players really get away with it a wee bit there. Then in comes Martin, mythical figure, iconic at the club, and you're going to get a bounce out of the players, and they certainly had a great response for the players for that. And then they brought in Nancy, and they didn't like the way he worked. Right now, I was really pissed off with McCowan when he came in. He's one of the worst ones for getting the ball away. And I've got a feeling that Martin's got that feeling about him as well. I think he has used them, but sparingly. And I think that's he's got an attitude towards McCowan as well that if you're going to come out and basically fling your manager in front of the bus, this is coming from a player who wasn't playing very well at all, was one of worst for getting the ball away, and thinks it can come out and undermine a manager. I hated that about him. That's really put me off McCowan. That I know we're going away for the subject here. Martin O'Neill comes in again. He is again working with the players and getting results, but you can see the performances are not rising at any point. They're all going down. The goals are getting later and later in games. And as we spoke about before in the last podcast, how many times can you go to the well with us, and eventually there's going to be nothing there. And I think we've seen that. Basically, it ran out. It ran out at the weekend there. So Martin is squeezing as much as he can out of these players. There's certainly players in that squad that he does not trust or doesn't think is good enough to actually make an impact on our team. But then again, he's still going back to players like Hatate, right, who shouldn't have been here on a park wearing a Celtic tap. Again, in my opinion, he's been a major letdown. You can fling Maida in there as well. Ones that have really let us down this season. We were looking for a push, looking for a bit of fight, and it's been seriously lacking. So if only Martin could project his passion into the team that's going on the park to follow his instructions.
Yeah.
And understand he's not a coach. He's got coaches staff there to do that. He's a 73-year-old man, remember, but he's always been that kind of man motivator. That's probably what's got us through. It's actually those moments are the ones that have got us the last minute goals and stuff like that. I think, you take him out of the picture. I think everybody knows now, it's pretty obvious that we are a very, very poor team. I mean, really poor. Really, really poor. So, I've got to ask myself, Martin is always going to be an iconic figure at Celtic, but I just don't see where the consistent run of games is going to come for us to be successful this season. I really don't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. It's not really about can Martin get that out of place. I just don't think the players have got that consistency in them. There's so many mistakes. There's so many with a lack of attitude that is required to look how tight this title is. There's still 4 teams in with a shout to win this title. When's the last time we've seen that? We've probably seen the poorest Celtic team in I don't know how many years. And
we're still up there.
But it's still so tight. I mean, we've been really, really poor, and it's still very tight. So as much as you think that Scottish football has improved, has it really? Celtic's levels dropped to get to the point where Scottish football is. So we're all getting not confused, but carried away a wee bit that teams are totally dominating us now. I think we are a really poor team. I think that shows and it makes other teams look better. Apart from against Stuttgart and teams like that, you're going to get fun out because it's real quality.
I'm beginning to think you shouldn't have come back, Andy, just to save the grace of his reputation, because it's going to end up in fucking tatters with the nomads.
See, the thing that Kevin, I think you're right. Sorry to jump in there, Andy, with that one, but I think you're right to an extent as well. Yeah, if you're looking at protecting his reputation as well, but as Celtic men as we are, and everybody here, Celtic men and women, are all about the place as well. If Celtic come back and ask you to come in and go on a day's that favour. But what I want to ask you here then is the first time Martin came in as well, there was a very defined. It's a short term gig, right? So obviously, what his focus on at that time, and I think he said it when he came in there as well. This is a team as well that's not got any confidence in them. So the first time he's there as well is almost building that kind of bond and building that togetherness and that confidence in that team. And they bounce back. They did have that wee bounce in them. What's the difference then with a second time? What's the difference for you as well? Is it the fact that there's obviously a longer period as well of having to actually go in and do more than just kind of look after or improve the well-being within the squad? He's actually then got to work with the coaches and actually improving the quality, improving the individual players within the squad. And again, this is not me in my opinion. Again, I'm just poking and prodding these. Is it shown then as well that the management setup that we've got there, that we have lauded? We've lauded Fozzie as well for his impact on players as well and his attitude about the place. Maloney's been spoke up as well about his tactics and stuff like that. And Martin's there. But if you break it down to it, and again, I'll not mention the podcast, but one of the podcasts mentioned you've got a 70-odd-year-old man leading the team, a field manager is your man for the tactics and coaching, and Fozzie a madman. You know, so what's the difference between the first time Martin's in and the second time for you, Kev?
I don't know. The only thing I can think is that his interim management team lost heart because they get shot upon in the January window. So I don't mean it to sound the way it does, but are they wholeheartedly invested and got the belief in it? Or are they going through the motions just like the players are? Everything else that's going on behind the scenes and all that as well. Is it just a simple case that everybody in their dog's in a fucking downer and there's nobody there to pull them?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
And it is one of the questions. It's kind of a proverbial question as well, where it's like we don't really have an answer for it as well. But Andy, is there anything you can see as a kind of stark stand out for you between Martin's first time here and what we're facing now?
No, really. I mean, the weird thing is that Martin was getting a tune out of Hatate the first time. And this time, he looks as if he's just absolutely checked out. So, for me, a lot of it is on the players. I know we're looking at the coaching staff saying, well, what are you doing different here? And it's got to be on the players. Are they fit enough for a start? You do wonder that. All right, you can say, well, they must be fit enough if they're getting in and getting last-minute goals all the time. But, I think at times substitutions have worked out. And let's be honest, people have got their opinion about Negrin and they're quite entitled to have that. But without his goals, we'd be absolutely screwed. Because I've not been getting it for the striking department enough. So without his goals, we would be in real trouble. So I really can't put my finger on. But honestly, looking at Maeda and looking at Hatate, and I've mentioned him a few times, and I don't want just the finger to be pointed just at they two alone, because it's a wider issue. But that's a shining problem. You can see it's pretty obvious that the two of them simply don't want to be here. It's written all over their face. You can see it in the effort they're putting in. Maeda's never had a great touch. Last season, he had a spell where he was scoring everything. Maybe that was just down to luck or whatever. I don't know. But it just seemed to be his first touches out in the park. He's kind of link-up player, isn't he? Great. He's always going to put a bit of effort in. Hatate doesn't give a shit. I don't think you get any effort out of Hatate. He's so lackadaisical. Who's round about him with spatial awareness? What players are round about him when he's going to receive a ball to go and move with it? He's got no idea who's round about him. He loses the ball a lot, or he's got players are nicking in before the ball's getting to him. And when it comes to trying to win the ball back and stuff like that, he just doesn't seem interested. And you can't have people in a team when you're chasing to win a title, to retain your title. You simply can't have it. And as much as I go on about McCowan and him getting the ball away and his attitude, one thing he will do is he'll fight. He'll put himself about and he'll try and do his best. So I've got to give him fair credit for that. But then again, Martin, there's something about McCowan that Martin doesn't like. He's bringing in Bernardo before him and stuff like that. Bernardo wasn't even in the picture. Incidentally, he's out the picture again. So there's a lot of ins and outs getting into this when it comes to trying to put a team together. And then you've got all the injury problems and all.
Yeah. There's many things we could kind of point at it, but like a comment as well that was on there was we've got a team full of kind of, I suppose, lacklustre, mentally weak, physically weak players that don't really give a fuck, Kevin, as well. So
I've seen that for long now.
Aye, what can be the cause of that, you think? Now, again, I don't want to bring in the whole thing that's going round about the kind of team they know as well, because you've heard me talk about where I sit at Celtic Park as well, and round about us as well. There's really, really good people round about us as well that will call it that, but the negativity, again, that was on show yesterday. And Kevin, I'm going to bring up something as well, and again, we'll take away for the performance against Hibs for a wee second as well, but it was interesting to note yesterday as well that some of the songs and some of the things as well that was being sung was being booed out, basically. You know, they kind of sack the board chant as well, where usually in the last few games as well, there's been a collective stand up and kind of clap that stuff as well. But I noticed yesterday that, and I don't know if this is a kind of turning of the tide or whatever it is as well, but again, I think you were wanting to kind of comment as well. You heard a lot of the kind of people booing when that was getting sang there as well. So that whole kind of instability around about the club as well has to be affecting the players. There's another point as well I wanted to make as well, that Kasper Schmeichel, for all his faults and for all he's done as well, and for everybody wants him out, saved us a couple of times yesterday, a couple of fantastic fucking saves. But again, it's his distribution that lets that lad in. And as soon as one of the passes went as well, the fucking hordes were on him. For fuck's sake. That type of atmosphere within the ground, regardless whether you're an international class goalkeeper or we're an international class goalkeeper, playing for your country, playing in all these different kind of leagues and stuff that I've played, if that's the case as well, and there's going to be thousands of people on your back as well, that's going to have an effect on the players on the pitch. So do you think that there's an element of nervousness and fear within our Celtic team now as well, that they're going into this stadium knowing that the fans and the club are at loggerheads now? Do you think that's another reason why it could be kind of fostering a wee bit of unsureness?
Unsureness and nervousness and all the rest of it. But the thing is, obviously things like that do affect the team. I mean, I'm in another stand, right, and I'm on the half-line and I'm 7 rows for the front, so I've got a great view. I'm pitch side, and sometimes we're close up like that, you can see the anguish or the despair in players' faces when they make an arse of something as well. But see some of the looks that they pull and when you hear the crowd getting in tap with them for one fucking mistake. They're paid fortunes, but they are only human. But see, yesterday for me was a knock-on effect for Thursday night, because I think there was a big swing in the fan base on Thursday night. Although it was voted and it's been sitting there for a while ready to go for a disruption of a game, I don't think it went down well. And for where I sat and what was round about me, it didn't go down well at all. And then when they started booing Schmeichel, I mean, never been so disgusted in all my life. So see yesterday, when they started the sack the board stuff, I think a lot of fans have just had enough and went, no, fuck the board for now while the players are in the park.
Yep.
And try and back the team a wee bit. And at one point in the second half yesterday, it was noisy and the atmosphere was cranking up, so it was. But then the players done something in the park and just fucked that as well.
Aye. Again, we'll get to the individual moments there as well. But Andy, overall, for the performance yesterday, sorry, Kevin, on you go, mate. I keep jumping in front of you. I think you're stopping.
But the players, you always say your support's your 12th man, and you hear them saying at times like special nights, big nights, and all the rest of it. Cup finals, semi-finals, and you're getting right behind them, and you talk about the fans with you and all the rest of it. Well, see, when the fans are the opposite way, that must affect them as well in a negative manner, just whereas when you've got 60,000, get the place buzzing and bouncing, that it gives them a lift as well. Know what I mean? It's always going to work two ways.
It doesn't, and I think, Andy, the fans have got their part to play in it, and I think yesterday it did start to kind of seem as if there was that polar shift as well, with the fact that the concentration on the games and going to New isn't about going and protesting or going and singing stuff about the board. As Kevin saying, that period in the second half there as well, I thought that the place was fucking jumping. Loudest I've heard it all season. I'm not that far away from, obviously where we sit, Andy, as well, for where the boys, we've got a view of the boys. The Green Brigade banners down there, the boys banner down there as well, noisy as fuck. So again, I think the Green Brigade are in and amongst the guys there as well, but the full stadium was great. And then you've got some instances that happened as well. And let's talk about the trusty red card. The referee, Martin saying after the game as well, that the referee had said that in his view, what he's seen basically was just two players holding on to each other and wasn't going to do anything. And basically just got to have a word, fucking calm yourselves as well. until you get the wee call in the ear, as we always seem to get against fucking teams as well. The wee call in the ear, go and have a look at that. But Trusty sending off, do you think that was a right decision for Trusty? Given the fact he's given them a decision to make, more often than not as well, you give a decision to make against Celtic, they'll make it against Celtic. Yep. Was that the right decision for you?
Aye, well, firstly, I'll say that you gave him any opportunity to call Leighton back and find something wrong, mate, they'll do it. And I think, secondly, it was a red card for me. I think it was the force his action on his arm. We need to be cuter in that situation. McGrath's holding on to him in the box, and he's doing it before the boys played. If you're cute and you're smart, you're letting him do it. You're letting him hold you. And as soon as the boys played, you're going down. You're going down. Because if VAR were to look back on that, in the penalty area, he's went down, he's holding him. It's a penalty. I know you're going to go to the scales issue where he actually was getting his jersey pulled and it wasn't a penalty. But you're better letting them pull you and going down on it. But that's what other teams do to us. That's what other teams do. If you react, they are going to take that opportunity to send you off. And it's not as if he just brushed him off. It was a Jackie Chan chop, wasn't it? To get his arm off. You can understand the frustration, right? He's wanting to get towards goal. But you need to be clever in this situation. You've just got to go with the flow. And if he's going to pull you, then you need to make it visible that he's pulling you. As soon as the ball's away for the player's feet that's making that motion, you go down. If you're getting pulled or pushed or whatever it is, I think as soon as you react like that, it just gives him a decision to make, and we always know where that the interesting thing is that the ref had explained to say that he was actually going to go and speak to the two of them about it. Yeah. That was going to be his action. Then VAR intervened and sent him to the monitor, and then he's getting to see it at a more close-up range and seeing it again, rather than the naked eye. I've not really got too many complaints with the red card, to be honest with you. I think, Trusty's got to be a lot more intelligent there than making a stupid movement like that.
I think, Kevin, and I think the decision was, I don't think they've given it for the fact that he contacted slap away, because you're in the box. See if you're going to give a penalty for trying to slap somebody's horn away when they're trying to get a grab at you. With penalties every fucking week, multiple penalties every game. It's just the fact that I think it's been deemed as too aggressive, with the fact that he's done that kind of punched on it rather than just a kind of slapping away. Does that for you show a naivety then from not just Trusty, but the Celtic team? As Andy's saying as well, if you're cuter in that, invite that touch, invite that pressure in there as well and make the most of it. Are we just too naive and too kind of wet into the ears as well to actually start to do things a wee bit kind of like the dark art stuff that good Celtic teams, again, Martin O'Neill team the first time, I think David getting been done that in fucking corners? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So what's your take on it?
I think it's a complete act of stupidity, and it is a red card because of the force that was in it. And I think they're actually wasting their time and wasting their money appealing it, because you're not going to get anywhere with it. Trusty should know better. The referee had actually spoke to the two twice earlier in the game about Josh going about in the box like that. So he's already been there. It's already been happening. Maybe he's get frustrated, and I can fully appreciate and understand that. But then again, are we being too harsh on them because we've been saying for long enough that they're not fucking hard enough and stood up for themselves? But then when you do it yesterday, you get a red card out it. So what's right and what's wrong? No, I mean, it's getting the balance in it.
Kevin, we've all been there at some level and playing fitly to some degree as well. Certainly, but not at the level these guys are playing at as well. But listen, somebody grabs me in the box as well, I'm going to make sure the referee's not looking. I'm not going to punch their arm. I'm going to nip the back of their foot. I'm going to horsey bite the back of their arm. I'm going to pull the fucking hairs at the back of their legs. They wee kind of nippy wee things. But again, VAR would have fucking pulled me up for that as well if VAR was there. But there's no point there's been asking you two as well about the appeal, because if you two are saying as well that that's a red card, and I, to be fair as well, I think it is a red card as well. Celtic have put in an appeal. Does that reek of desperation for you, Andy, the fact that Celtic's appealing that decision?
Aye, I think so. They've absolutely no chance of gaining anything through the appeal. And listen, if Trusty's that stupid to fall into a trap like that, then he deserves to be banned, in my opinion. Trusty has got a right stupidity about him at times. A real lack of maturity when it comes to doing stupid things. I think, you know, he needs his arse kicked, to be honest with you. Waking up.
Aye. Right out the door.
Really, yeah. Listen, that made a big impact in that game for us, you know, losing him. So, you know, he's got to look at himself and say, I need to do better.
Yeah. You got to, again, I think all across the park as well, Andy, you could say that across. But one of the bright things as well, I think, from that decision that Trusty take there as well, and many people had spoke about big Benjamin Arthur before it as well. He's known a lot of professional football before there as well. But Kevin, I thought when I seen that laddie coming on the pitch, I'm like, look at the size of this fucker. This is a unity of a boy here as well. But for somebody as well that's maybe not been exposed to a level of football as well, certainly that we play it as well, to the atmosphere that he's coming into, to the, not want to say poison as well, but to the vitriol as well that's coming down there as well, and the situation that he came on in that game. I thought one of the plus points of that, and again, there's no many plus points to take for yesterday, was I thought Big Arthur looked decent. And if you're talking if Trusty's not going to be available for Sunday, do you throw Benjamin Arthur straight in there, or do you go with like Dane Murray, somebody that's maybe been there a wee bit longer in the place?
Put two of them in, take skills out or not.
Hey, listen, we've seen fantastic fucking performances at Snake Mountain as well, with people just coming in raw and just getting in about it. So,
Alistair Johnston.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, mate. But I thought the big laddie, again, for all he was on for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes or something like that.
I would put him in. Okay. I'd put him in.
I think you've got to. Andy, would you agree? Would you go with Arthur to come in, or would you go with one of the boys that's been there?
I would go with him. I agree with you, all right. He wasn't on the park for long, never really done much, but you know, you get to have a wee impression of somebody, first impression, and I thought he done okay. You know, he looked all right. I think Dane Murray's had chances at Celtic, and ultimately doesn't look as if he's up to the task. And let's be honest, if we had our recruitment right, we would want to be looking at any of these players. You know, so this boy wouldn't be playing. Trusty probably, if we got our recruitment right, Trusty wouldn't even be on the park to make a mistake like that. We'd have better quality centre backs that have been screaming out for to be brought in. So, you know, if things are actually done properly, you're not even worried about players like this, but you need to use who you've got. He was brought in for a reason. All right, he's not got a lot of experience, but sometimes, you know, getting flung in at a deep end, it can do you good. Dane Murray's been thrown into situations and no looked fantastic. So I think we know what he can do for us.
Yeah.
Arthur is a kind of unknown quantity, but for what we've seen, it's very, very hard to judge. And it's very hard to judge a player with, and I suppose the two of them haven't really got experience to get into a huge game like that, you know. We're almost handicapped as it is, you know, so why not? You know,
Alistair Johnston went in, Andy, and he played a blinder at Ibrox.
He did die, but no every player's like that, you know. It's
no.
You're striking it lucky, really, in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a gamble especially for a young player to come in. But listen, see if one of us as well as a young player, or any player coming at Celtic as well, and you're saying as well, imagine your first start's going to be at Snake Mountain, you'd be like, oh, geez it, absolutely fucking geez it. So again, I get the fact that we're maybe looking at it from a kind of damage limitation, or not a negative, but from a safety point of view as well. But these young people, or these guys as well that would be coming in there, you give them the opportunity to go to your biggest rival stadium in their first game as well, be like, fucking give me it. Mm-hmm. But here's the other thing for that. We've seen as well that Trusty's petulance yesterday as well has cost them. That will absolutely fuck us on Sunday. If any one of the players as well step out of line at all with that and give any of the referees a VAR any reason as well to send any Celtic players packing, we will be packing as well. And Sunday, we're not going to talk too much about Sunday yet because we've got Friday's show. We will get absolutely stuck into that in Friday's show as well. But we just need to be a wee bit cuter, I think, with things. Another thing I'm going to just this is the last thing on Hibs as well. Another thing for us to have a wee chat about before we can move on. I do want to put a wee bit of a kind of freshness and a wee bit of kind of levity in this evening as well. So I brought in a wee segment for us as well, just to kind of cleanse the palate and get kind of rid of a lot of shit as well. But another thing that I noticed, and I don't know if anybody else did, whether you were at the game, whether you were watching it on the TV, or whether you're listening to it, however you kind of took part in the game, I was watching very, very intently with the starting lineup as well, which had Callum McGregor and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in together. And I thought this will be interesting to see how these two boys play together, because you're thinking two fantastic football players. Surely that combination is going to work, Andy. And I thought in the first half, being honest, I thought that they were getting in each other's way a wee bit too much. I think they were occupying a lot of the same positions. Now, this again could be something as well that can be coached out, that and coaching information as well. But for you, I just wanted to ask you the question of, between Cal and the Ox, can they actually play together in that team the way that Martin had them playing yesterday? Or does there need to be a change from the two kind of sitting in about that place with Negrin in front of them? What's your thoughts?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't really know what the right kind of setup would be there. I think, Oxlade-Chamberlain brings a lot of experience, and the good thing is you've got two very, very experienced players almost beside each other in the same area of the park. Do they get in the right? I don't know if that. Do you think that's the case, that they're actually? Do you think they're too similar, or do you think they're actually getting their positional senses too similar, that they're trying to be in the same kind of area?
Well, again, for my take on it, if you're asking me the question, Andy, as well, I think Callum McGregor is a more natural person in that position. I think he's ran Celtic midfields for fucking years and years. I think you've seen the differences with Oxlade-Chamberlain half. I think McGregor had the freedom to actually move much more about. That's certainly how I take it in. Now, Oxlade-Chamberlain's always been made an attacking player as well, whether on the wings. He's not obviously got the legs for the wings anymore. Whether he's like that kind of push forward, that Hatate role kind of thing. So I think there definitely is a place in the team for both of them. I just think yesterday's try at what that actually is, I think causes a wee bit of... And again, people could be thinking I could be talking shite here and have a very, very different opinion. It's only my opinion. And as one of the comments goes as well, what is a podcast if you can't come on and have your own opinion? And anybody in our community knows exactly. You have your own opinion. We will put it up. We will debate it. We might not agree with it, but it's not our truth. It's your truth. Nobody's wrong. We've just all got different opinions. But my opinion on yesterday was the first half was that our play was stifled a wee bit because the two of them were occupying quite similar positions and no advancing as much as we should be advancing the ball. Playing it too square, playing and kind of looking at it that way. Kevin, you were there yesterday as well. So from a at the game point of view, did you see something similar or did you see something different from my eyes?
What I seen yesterday was two guys whose legs are gone now. I just thought the two of them were so lethargic and off the pace of the game so much. It was phenomenal. I said it last night in the chat. I thought I'm hoping that maybe Locks is maybe just needing another couple of games to get maybe match fitness, but they're telling us he was training away big time. So if that's him fully fit and ready to go, then he's got 45 minutes in him, maybe an hour, because his legs were going yesterday. Yeah. Right start of the second half. Short and McGregor's have been like that for most of the season. Just off the pace of it. But another thing I know is Tenetke. I mean, the laziness in him too. Fucking, he goes one way, but he doesn't know how to come back away. And even when he goes one way, he's wanting to beat guys 2 or 3 times before he whaps it into the box. No, I mean, the amount of occasions yesterday where he had a chance to fire a ball in, but he wanted to go back and beat a man again. I was screaming, take him off at half time and throw fucking Sriracha in front of Kieran Tierney.
I think Tenetke is that type of player that can absolutely frustrate the life out of you. He can do some magic things, but he can also be very frustrating as well. Incidentally, him and Oxlade-Chamberlain, the first goal, the header, the player was in between the two of them. So the two of them totally missed that guy coming in at the back at header on goal. And that's Oxlade-Chamberlain, a very experienced player, but the two of them together, Tenetke is absolutely useless when it comes to coming back to any kind of defending instinct, any awareness of players around about him or trailing players or I just look at Celtic and it's glaringly obvious how easy teams can play through us. It's so easy. And that's any team you come across that they seem to find it very easy to pass their way round about our players. We're very naive at times.
Yeah, we are, Andy. Again, I think that's something you can absolutely level at us. And again, we spoke about naivety in situations like trustees as well, but I think across the team as well. And again, I don't want to say it's laziness. And again, it's on what you mentioned there, Kevin. It's not that long ago as well when we were doing it Kilmarnock and Taneki as well. We're saying, fucking yes, that's it. And we say that the boy is going to get the ball. He's going to go forward. I wasn't quite in the same kind of wavelength as some, because again, some people run about me as well were roaring their heads off at Taneki. I'm thinking, that's what you get after, laddie. You know, that's what you get. You're not going to get him kind of doing mad runs back the way as well. You're not going to get him doing anything else, but he gets the ball and he wants to beat people. I'm okay with that.
See, just because of the whole culture in the club, you know, the whole feeling is the tensions are so high that the slightest wee mistake that somebody makes, that's what I'm talking about, where the frustration kicks in. He's going to get the butt of the frustration because he's on the ball at the time and things don't happen, or he maybe loses the ball, or it doesn't quite work out, or the move breaks down. Fans are on a knife edge, don't know, because they're just waiting for that. They're waiting for the real Celtic to turn up. We haven't done it at all this season. I don't think that builds frustration, because we've been so used to watching Celtic, you know, being successful and dominating teams, and we're a shadow of our former self, and that leads its way up into the stands, and then you've got all the issues that's going on off the park as well, and with the boardroom and all the other carry on as well. You know, it really changes the way people look at the game at times as well. You can be the biggest Celtic fan in the world. Everybody gets caught up in emotions and at the moment and what's happening at the time, and it gets to everybody. And I think people, they kind of change a wee bit, you know, that a lot of people say it's maybe overreacting, I suppose, in a way, but I think it's easy to understand. And by the way, I've been in your seat and I know there's people around about you that, and I thought to myself, if I had a season ticket up this bit here with the people around about, I don't know how many games I'd be going to. It would really put me off. So as much as I'm saying people do get frustrated, I think people do go way over the top.
They do. They do. Last wee thing as well. Let's get after the Hibs debacle as well, because I want to have a wee moment, a couple of minutes to address something as well that the chat's kind of going on about as well. So let's kind of bring that into the bit as well there. But Kevin, just a final touch on the Hibs stuff yesterday. Going from the fight, the play, and bear in mind as well, the league's still in our hands. It's not as if we are mathematically now ruled out of this as well, or we're relying on other people to do stuff for us. It's still in our own hands. But Kevin, given what you've seen, yesterday as well, your hopes for the end of the season title party as well, have they stayed the same? Have they stagnated? Have they? I would say they've increased as well. But where are you thinking where we are then in this race for the SPFL title?
See, if it was us and one other team going toe-to-toe for the finishing line the last 10, 11 games, obviously with 2 years is a 50-50 chance, but I would only put my chances at 50-50. See, the way it is now, in the games that we've got, and I know other teams need to play each other as well, but I can't see us winning the league. And the reason I can't see us winning the league is not because others won't drop points, because they will, because that's going to happen when we're all going to be playing each other, but because we aren't good enough to go on a sustained run and hit a bit of form that we can get there and say win the next 10 or 11 games. Because if you could get there and win your next 10 or 11 games, every game you've got left, you will win it, because the rest will all take points off each other. They've got to when Motherwell's there and Hearts are there and Rangers are there and we're there. And so points are going to be dropped, but we are not good enough to go and win all our games, and that's what we would need to do, because without doing that, one of the other teams will be in front of us somewhere.
Yeah, of course. Andy, you're thinking as well. Kev's got a great point there that obviously there's going to be so many games now as well that we've got Motherwell in a couple of weeks as well. We've got Rangers on Sunday, so there's going to be teams taking points off the other teams there. One thing that Kevin said there as well, which kind of hurt me, so it's talking about other teams as well have hit a run of form. Now, I think the Rangers hit a wee bit of run of form as well, where after that new manager came in as well, they're going to go themselves up and start collecting points in. Hearts have had that kind of run. They're starting to tail off and scraping games now as well. Can you actually say Celtic's had a run of form this season yet? No. Now, again, looking at my positive blinkers on as well, I'll stick my Barry specs on now as well. Celtic have got it within them, in my opinion, in my fucking daft opinion it may be. Celtic have got that within them as well to actually turn it on and have that run of form that we've not had this season yet. Are you confident that they will do that though, and make this a three-way contest? Now, again, I don't think, going back to Motherwell, I don't think Motherwell have got a realistic shout to win in the league because they're 4 points ahead. I was like, we've got a game in name, and then Hearts obviously are a point ahead of us as well. So I don't think
right, they won't, but they'll cause damage to others.
But that's the point I'm making here, Kev, as well. There'll be points going across each other, but. Do you think, in your heart of hearts, that Celtic's got it within them? Not to say you're confident they'll do it, but can Celtic go on a run? And remember we said as well, that's what champions do.
Mm-hmm.
Have Celtic got that championship, not mentality, championship fight in them to actually go from now to the end of the season and actually stake their say, we deserve this. We want this more than these other cunts. Pardon
I would often sit here and say, aye, we've got it in us, but the evidence so far is that we haven't, because we haven't seen it all season, and we're now down to the last 11 games, 10 games.
Yeah.
So we're drastically running out of games, and it's very, very hard to put a run together in that space of time when it comes to form, because as you know, you can't turn form on and off. Yeah, we spoke about it. I think it was last week, saying you just feel as if there's a scudding ready to happen, because we have been so bad that it can't be this bad forever. I'm just no 100% convinced that we have got that type of performance in us on us for a sustained period. I really don't. And the reason why I think that is, especially when it comes to a split, you're going to be playing all the teams around about you, and our record against the teams that would be top six is really poor, so you've got to go in with the evidence that you see. You're hanging on to hope that there is going to be a sustained period of time where we are picking up results. See, at this stage, I've got to be honest with you, I really don't care about performances. The results is the most important thing. But when you're losing games against Hibs at home, when you should be winning it, and look at the fixtures that are coming up as well, it's really hard. It wasn't long ago I said we're going to do it because I thought that was there. I thought it was going to be there, but I just think our recent games we just look a shadow of our former self, and I really don't know where that spark, that fight and the push is going to come from. I don't think we've got that in our team. I really don't. I think there's too many pastors in this team to really push us on. And I hate doing that. I really hate even thinking that. You know what I mean? You want to be positive, but you also want to be a realist as well. And you don't want. You're only kidding yourself on if you're just saying something that you don't believe. And I really, it's a really difficult time now because what the most annoying thing for me is it's self-inflicted. Where we are now, we should be nowhere near the position we're in now. It's absolutely self-inflicted. And this has got fucked all today with Bouncy Boys getting thrown on the park, by the way. We were still getting fucking beaten that game. And incidentally, I just want to touch on Casper. If you remember the last time the Boys were put on the park at Dundee, he was the one that was shaking his head and I don't know what he was saying under his breath and kicking the balls away in anger and stuff. He'd done exactly the same in that European game there during the week. If only he dealt with Boys on the fucking park at the time during play, the way he dealt with trying to get bouncy balls off the park. Did you see him? He fucking nearly putting them into the stand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think maybe you think it's disrupting the game. No, I don't think it made any difference. Personally, it wouldn't have been the route I took, to be honest with you. I've already made my feelings known about protests and stuff like that, and my thought of it was, you do it right for the start and you hit them with everything you've got and you continue to do it. That for me, the whole spatial bit between, oh, that's a good game to do it, and no, that's a good game to do it. You need to hit them with everything you've got, in my personal opinion, or that then breeds into fans against fans, and that it's been developed a chance to drive a wedge between fan groups when the affiliations pulling out and then podcasts are pulling out the collective. It's really driving a wedge between it. Now it seems frayed, that is there any real momentum for protests and stuff like that now?
Yes.
The appetite is really vanished. I know it went off on a mad tangent, so
I know, for fuck's sake, Andy. No, listen, you brought us actually very well onto the next point as well. So we had there was a collective call basically before the game, the Wednesday before the game last week. And it was basically called in a very, very quick call for the collective based on the results of the meeting that they had with Celtic. And there was discussions about what's going to happen. That's when the decision was made as well for bouncy balls. Now, again, there was lots of different things within the collective itself about things to do and whether we did go ahead with the disruption, whether we didn't go ahead with the disruption. I think it was half-arsed anyway for what actually happened to it as well. But it's had its people backing it. It's had its people going against it. The collective itself has not the greatest of days over weekends, I think. There's a couple of things as well that has happened over the weekend as well that I think many of the comments in there as well are going on about it. Now, you'll have heard me saying many times on this podcast as well that we are part of the collective, as you guys are. What we also are as part of the podcast group as well as we're part of the fan media subgroup. You've heard me saying often enough as well that we are not fan media. We are not getting access to Celtic Park, nor do we want access to Celtic Park, nor do we want to be kind of one of those podcasts that you go as well for, I spoke to this one, I spoke to that one. However, there was some actions as well over the weekend as well from people within the fan media group as well that set set people's opinions and anger levels a wee bit higher than that. Now, again, from within the conversations as well that we've seen now that the Axom have left the collective as well, that there's certain people that's left the fan media, and there's lots of people taking stick. There's lots of people also, not say defending it, but also they're grown men, they can do what they want. It's one of the things that I don't want to get into too much as well, because I'm not going to kick anybody when they're doing that. That's no their style here as well. Everybody's entitled to do what they want. But I think if you to ask them as well to do it again, it would be a misguided decision, I think, to go there in the first place as well, but then to actually post it to your followers as prominent members of the fan media group and the collective as well, to see that when you are advising people of not another penny to Celtic as well and campaigns and stuff like that as well. I think it was just a bit misguided there. So yeah, I think if you'd ask them to do it again, they'd probably not back that invite into Celtic hospitality. But you boys as well, just again, very quick, I don't want to kind of spend too much time and say stick the boot in publicly to anybody too much as well. But did you feel that it was a kind of a step of the mark, Kevin, over for prominent members of the collective to be doing that? Do you think it's fair for them to get the stick, or is it a bit over the cush?
I think it was a very silly thing they done. It's nice to get a wee treat in life now and again, forever it is, not I mean, but there's a time and a place, and that was the wrong time, and it was in the wrong fucking place, and it's as simple as that. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and call people this, that, or the next time for doing it. It's a huge blunder, wrong place, wrong time, and made an arse of themselves.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kevin, and I think as we said, everybody can make their own decisions. We're all adults, right? We can make their own decisions as well, but you live and die by the decisions that you make, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that just kind of seeing what's the comments there as well. So Big Rab, great comment for Big Rab there as well. The fans collective doesn't speak for everyone. You're absolutely fucking spot on there, buddy. The fans collective is not to tell you what to do. It's almost to say this is a kind of collective group and we would suggest this is what we're going to do to get the reaction from Celtic that we want to force some change. But obviously there's got the Celtic Supporters Limited that's been set up as well, and they're going about it in a different way where they basically say clearly on their website as well, we are not about the noise, they're about the action of it, and they're going about it in a different way to secure the shares and do it in the kind of financial model of that. And as Rab saying there, it's absolutely destroyed the whole movement as well. You know, it's a very different movement that's there. Lauren saying people can make their own decisions, but no way should someone claim to be a representative of fans and then lap up the corporate benefits, making that again is, I think, the point that everybody's clinging to on as well, that certainly a couple of them as well, you would say, are maybe more prominent than others, and for their decision to do that, whether it was a friend that invited them or no, whether they go to it for nothing or no as well, but the whole Not Another Penny campaign is built on not giving Celtic any coin as well. I've been part of that. So, Andy, what about yourself, brother, on that? Are you kind of same opinion of the guys just made a bad decision there?
Aye, just give you a timeline thing here. Sorry, I'm still congested. I went to my bed early last night. I was still absolutely knackered, and I had an early start this morning as well, back at work. So I woke up this morning, and then obviously I had a look at the chat, and I thought, what's going on here? Things were posted, and then things became relevant. And I thought it was a balm up at first, to be honest with you. I thought it was somebody done it as a joke, like AI kind of thing or something like that. And we know that well, certainly know Paul John anyway, that's for sure. And they've been invited as a freebie and all that. So I don't think the whole kind of Not Another Penny is the problem. I think anybody that's got an issue, it's the actual taking that invite at this particular time. I think it's maybe the timing that's get the heckles up over it. You know, it's. I'm pretty sure in hindsight that they're looking at it saying it's maybe wasn't the right time to be doing it. Nobody's saying that nobody's entitled to go to a corporate box, but especially when it's paid for, you're not paying for it and all that. It's not a Not Another Penny campaign. It's getting kind of a ticket line as I don't even want to get down that route because it's not at that level. Old scarf thing and all that, I think is a wee bit too much, to be honest with you. I think we've got to take it into perspective. I think that from what I've heard, they've addressed the issue and apologised as well if anybody's been offended by it, as far as I know. I think it's been just a bad decision. And listen, everybody makes bad choices in life, but it's the only thing is it's not a great look, is it? So I can totally understand the reaction that there's been. But now the Axom's out the collective, and I think gone with what PJ said, it was to pull away from negativity towards the collective, you know. So if they weren't part of that, then it was they being associated with that. I don't know if it quite got to that point. Listen, and also what you've got to take into consideration as well is the way that all the fans are feeling at the moment as well. You know, there's so much surrounding the collective and, you know, boycotts, and know that there was a boycott on, but going down that route, Not Another Penny, which has been continuous and all that, which it doesn't actually affect when you think about it. They've not done anything wrong for that point of view. I think that just timing, and Quinny's probably regretting kind of putting the post up in the first place, you know. And I think,
Andy, would you say that that's the kind of crux of it? It's not the fact that they accepted an invite there as well, but it's the fact that there was, and for what people are saying, again, I'm only going off the comments here as well, but it's the gloaty, pouty, smiley, look at us, look at my podcast pals here as well. I think that's what people are getting at. And again, pardon me for again bringing up a bit Lauren as well, but it's that kind of hypocrisy part of it, where you've got, and we've said it as well. We're basically saying we're not telling you to do it, but we're saying the collective's kind of thing there is Not Another Penny. And you know me, I like to get my Celtic club and stuff. Like, I've not fucking spent a penny, but that's my decision to do that. But your people are no buying their Wayne's new strips and stuff, and it's then the guys that's at the more prominent end of that taking the photograph. I think that's what a lot of people are getting at, is that photograph part of it.
Mm-hmm. As you know, it was a really bad decision. But listen, whether a photograph was taken or no, there was going to be people there seeing them there and recognising them there. You know, so I think it just puts it out to a broader spectrum of people that are going to see it. and get their backs up about it as well. Because you've got to remember, when people watch a podcast like Axum, you know, he's probably the leading kind of podcast out there that's daily content. People listen, that even people watch that don't like Axum will still go and watch it. You know, there'll be people that don't like watching us, but will still watch it to get Celtic content. So he's seen as the main kind of Celtic podcast in a way. And I think maybe that's why they feel as if it's, you know, doing one thing and acting a different way, I suppose, in a way. So I see people talking about hypocrisy and all that kind of stuff, and I totally get that. And it's actually put a lot of people off watching.
Yeah.
The whole sad, sorry thing with everything is that, see, if you just had a board with a wee bit of guile and a wee bit of vision and just done a wee bit of homework and a wee bit of investing, we wouldn't be going through any of this whole sad, sorry state of affairs. And see, for us to be where we are today, it's borderline criminal when there's nearly 80 million quid or 70 million quid lying in the bank. It's not as if we're sitting here prated. They are totally incompetent, unfit for purpose, robbing a wage and robbing 60,000 fans every other week. And they should be shown that door with their arses handed to them in a fucking platter sooner rather than later. It's an absolute outrage at the highest level, and I just feel so dejected now that even trying to be positive is hard in any manner of means.
Yeah. It's left a kind of a horrible taste in people's mouths as well. But for one of the comments to come in there,
see, that's sorry to interrupt you, mate, but see this happening. This plays exactly into the board's hands as well, because it's, you know, divide and conquer situation, and that they've actually got the right guy to do that. No matter what you think of Wilson, he's a politician and he knows how to spin things, you know. And they've done that, you know. They've separated the affiliation away from coming out the collective. This whole thing happening as well is absolutely playing into the board's hands as well, because it's not worse than watching something break to pieces. That was having an effect, and the whole long game. We actually spoke about this, saying this is going to be a long game here. You know, that plays into the board's hands as well, because they know eventually you start eating each other and fighting each other and biting at each other. Animosities grow at times like this, and the slightest wee thing can kick people off. And that's the situation we're in now. That we're all in an emotional state. A lot of times you make comments that you don't really mean or whatever, or actually you do mean it, but your emotions are so high that it's very hard to get away from that. I think deep down they're probably saying, why did we go? Now, how did we not just say, no, the no? Do you know what I mean? Let's just leave it. It just doesn't look, it's no something I would do, especially to put it this way, right? I'm not into corporate stuff. You know that yourself, Hoggy. An opportunity early in the season said no, you know. But I'm only speaking from my own personal point of view. I think they'll be disappointed the way that it's came about and how it's ended up, because it doesn't look good.
It doesn't. And to own that point as well, me and Barry were at a hospitality very early in the season, before all the boycotts and before all the Not Another Penny campaign and stuff. And it was through Swissquote. It was sponsors of one of the Europa League games. And I went down and presented the referee with the match coin and all that stuff as well. So I did all that fucking stuff before the game. Me and Barry left fucking 10 minutes into the second half to go to the pub. That's how much we love the hospitality. We left 10 minutes into the second half to go to the boozer. Again, to put a wee kind of final ribbon on it again, the boys, I'm pretty sure if you ask them to do it again, they would do it again. I think there's a lot of things that David Lowe, it was on the invite of David Lowe. David Lowe's prominent in the Celtic Supporters Limited, very different movement as well. So a lot of people might be kind of looking at the motives of there. It very much has played into the board's hands. I think the board, through the meetings with certain people as well, have given people enough power and enough rope to hang themselves with it, basically. And I think that's what potentially part of the problem is that there's that's been a tactic from the board. But Slabbern Cabbage, you posted something as well a wee while back there, buddy, a few minutes ago. Boys, can I ask you to make me a promise? Please, can you please never sell your arses? Slabbern Cabbage, our arses are not for sale. We are not Ian Durant here. We are not Ian Durant.
You speak for yourself. I've got a holiday to pay for.
Nah, but just again on that, and you'll have heard me saying it certainly a lot of times as well. We are not fan media. We are Celtic supporters who basically do a podcast. You guys are Celtic supporters as well, who are part of our podcast. We don't claim to be fan media. Those laddies who are in that photo as well, I've only had interactions with Paul John, and it was for a couple of tickets as well for one of the nights that he gave us for a prize earlier on in the CSP stuff. I don't know anything for fucking Adam. I seen the faces, it was like, what one's what?
Who's
you don't
Adam?
know who the laddies are. Exactly. He was the fifth one. He was taking the photo, Kevin. Again, we'll leave it there. I'm pretty sure as well there'll be more to come to that as well. But we'll know kind of sink the boot, and I think we all know as well that it's not a great look. It doesn't really do the collective or any of that kind of stuff any favours. And let's just see what happens as well, because I think the one phrase that I've kind of said for the last wee while there is civil war is coming. And I think it's closer than ever after that weekend did as well, especially with Jeanette Finley's response to somebody asking for the minutes as well. I'm pretty sure you've seen that as well.
Fuck off.
So fuck off. So we'll not go any further on that one as well. But as a prominent Celtic fan once wrote in a song, hope over fear, do not be afraid. Right? And it goes, tell Winston stories that caught. Anyway, Jerry Cinnamon, basically. So hope over fear. Never expect.
Cabbage, thank you.
Always hope. But gentlemen, to sprinkle a wee bit of positivity as well, I've brought in for us tonight my favourite segment, and it's one that I want us to have a wee conversation with about the players that I'm going to show you, and who the fuck is that guy? Right, again, it's the one I always go to. So please, guys, and in the community as well, get in with your answers. You used to put your comments off as well. I don't want you cheating on this one, right? So I've got for these four players. What we're going to do is basically see they're Celtic icons, and they're players that I think as well will bring a smile to people's faces. So they're pretty straightforward, but I just want you to think as well what impact they would have in this team they knew. Right, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to those players. So here we go.
Who the f*** is that guy? Who the f*** is that? No, damn well who I am. Who the f*** is that?
Who the fuck is that? Gentlemen, your first who the fuck is that guy this evening is somebody that gets a lot of comments on this podcast as well. But gentlemen, who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, aye.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kevin, who the fuck is that guy?
Don't know. Bobo.
Andy.
Aye,
Who the fuck is that guy?
It's Bobo.
That is indeed Dean Bobo Baldy. Gets a lot of traffic. Gets a lot of mention on our podcast. They'll not actually put him up on that there. So, as we say as well, I just want us to give us a wee bit of a if only we had a prime Bobo as well. What difference would Bobo Baldy make in this team for you guys, the new Andy?
You're obviously getting the physicality, but listen, Bobo wasn't that bad a player. A lot of kind of, for my memories anyway, you know, at times he would drive that ball into the midfield and stuff like that. So he wasn't a bad player. You get the odd kind of bomb scare out of him and stuff like that, but he was absolutely solid. I'd love to see. I've got no problem with centre backs being big lumps and just basically defending. As long as you've got the ability to pass the ball to somebody that can play, that'll do me. I'm not interested in tippy-tappy push at the back. I want the tippy-tappy push to be up that end of the park where you're going to create and score a goal. No play yourself into danger, you know. So I think you never really seen that under Martin O'Neill, that type of play. You know, they went and drove it forward and gave it to more creative players in the midfield. But Bobo was, you know, he never took any shite for a start. If nobody ever seen Bobo in the flesh, go and have a look at YouTube. There's plenty of clips out there with all the tackles, rise forwards, and he absolutely just went fully committed into tackles. You just wonder how much we get away with now with VAR, don't you? So obviously it's a different one, but an absolute man mountain, a man.
Yeah. Right, quickly, Kevin, on you, what impact would Bobo make in this team for you, brother?
they'd all be fucking shiting themselves. Maybe give them a rocket up their arse.
And that's it.
Just a pity big bastard cost us in Seville.
That's harsh. That's harsh. But
No,
anyway,
fucking no.
we will move on. We will move on. Secondly, gentlemen, your second player on this evening's Who the Fuck Is That Guy is this guy. Who the fuck is that guy? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Andy, who the fuck is that guy?
Number 5. No.
Kevin?
No.
I actually thought it was Paul Lambert, but he wasn't number 5. So that was who it was.
I think he's looking too much into the 5, gentlemen. I have picked one as well where the first number of that is hidden. The second player of your Who the Fuck Is That Guy is number 25. It is Lubomir Moravcik.
Oh, a gift from God.
Let me see what the...
By the way, you done that on purpose.
I did do that on purpose as well. You know, I like to have a wee kind of play about these as well, but we had a lot on there as well. So Mark Burchell, Burchell, no idea as well. Michael Nicholson.
What's that called?
What's that?
Was another podcast come up there? What is it?
Oh, Terrace TikTok, Terrace
TV, Terrace TV, TikTok podcast.
There you are. Welcome aboard, boys. Welcome aboard. Get your memberships. Gentlemen, again, very, very quickly as well. I don't want to spend too much time on this as well, but where would Moravcik fit for you, Andy, in this team now? And don't say anywhere he wants.
Right. It'd be the first name on the team sheet, put it that way.
Bobo would be the second.
Aye. How if only we managed to get Moravcik when he was a younger player, where was he hiding all that time? You know, we got him in the
Twilight. He hidden gem, wasn't he?
I mean, the fact that Larson goes on about him is probably the best player he played with. Says it all, you know.
The 6-day war winner 1888 as well is I think that's the fishing rod coming for that one as well. He would have Burley over him any day. Okay, brother.
Very good.
Right, gentlemen, moving on. Number 3 on your players for this evening is this guy. Who the fuck is this guy? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kevin, who the fuck is that guy?
The one and only Arthur Boric, and he'd be in that team today or not.
Andy?
The holy goalie. Yep.
Holy goalie indeed. Wearing a protest top, let's just say that. So again, is there any question the fact as well that laddie would walk into this team now?
Oh, easy.
No, you done this on purpose, didn't you?
Of course I did, mate. Of course I did. On that one, there was a question posed earlier. Who's your goalkeeper for Sunday, Andy?
No, Schmeichel. I don't know why he's still in the team. It's quite frightening that he is still in the team after 3 managers.
I think it's because the other guys know any better. Andy, I think that's the only reason why.
But he's got 2 arms at work. You know what I mean, Kev? I don't think we've seen enough of Sinisal to really judge him to say that he's. But Schmeichel's 38, right? He's an absolute disgrace when it comes to his physicality.
He's a big handsome boy. That's it. Big handsome boy. Look at him. Big handsome bugger it is.
I met him in the casino, but get him off.
I met him in the casino one night. An absolute madman came in with about 4 big, massive Polish guys with a trackie on, his baseball hat on, back to front, no giving a fuck. It was brilliant. Smoking outside.
Used to come out of training, reeking a drink and everything, man. Right. Last one for this evening before we get back on to kind of some Celtic Park, gentlemen. Your last player for this evening's Who the Fuck Is That Guy is this guy. Who the fuck is that guy? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Andy, who the fuck is that guy?
I got.
Kevin?
I got.
Indeed is Didier Agat. Would Didier Agat get into your team? This is one that I had a wee bit of a kind of polish on for you as well, because you've got on the right hand side, you've got Araujo that sits there now as well. You've got AJ that's on that right side. So would Agat actually be in this team now for you guys?
100%. 100%. In fact, see the 4 of them. I'd just play the 4 of them on Sunday again, the Rangers.
Even in their current age. easily in this team. The guys are saying easily in this team, ahead of Yang every day. Again, the reason why I wanted to bring them in as well was just, again, that wee bit of kind of positivity as well. Not actually kind of, actually, this might actually backfire as well. It's negative to say that every single Ull player that they're like, I put them in the team, they're in the team, they're in the team as well. So my misguided attempt at trying to have a bit of positivity has backfired. So apologies, lads, apologies. But anyway,
what you done there was you put up a great goalkeeper, you put up a no-nonsense centre half, and then you put up two guys who can create, cross, and open up defences. All the things that we don't have there now. No, I'm being serious.
You could put a photo of Diego Laxalt up maybe with a punt at this stage.
That's
Lauren.
Lauren's been in good form tonight, hasn't she, by the way? Lauren's been in good form tonight, I tell you.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Guys, well, we've got a bit of positivity there as well. You'll have seen last time we were on as well, we were just a midges crack here as well, away from 1,000 subscribers. We've now breached that subscriber number, as we see, we're over 1,000 as well. So thank you very, very much, every single one of you who are subscribed, who are following us, who are members of us as well. As a wee thank you to that as well, we will be having another wee giveaway on Friday's show before the Huns.
It's a keyboard.
So we will have a wee chat with amongst ourselves as well, and amongst the sponsors, to see what we can get for you as well. I think we have potentially got one sitting there as well. We'll see if we can get maybe a couple of things to give away. And that again is a members giveaway, guys. We have to be fair to the members of the podcast, the guys who put the money into it. And we will start to see, hopefully over the next couple of months as well, that money coming in, and we will then start to speak to you guys about where that money goes. We will be playing every single penny of profit that comes across there as well will be going back out the way. So guys, keep in
way to get an executive box at Celtic Park.
They're no cheap anymore, guys. They're no cheap anymore, these hospitality boxes. Although there might be some spare as well that people are getting thrown last minute as well, but they still cost a bit of coin. Nah, we joke, we will never sell our arse to go to hospitality. Promise you that, guys. Promise you that. So yes, thank you again, and I see good on you guys as well. Well done, guys. Listen, it's no us, it's you as well. We would not be sitting here talking if it wasn't for you guys to talk to as well. So thank you very much for everybody. So we spoke just before we kind of broke a wee bit there, and we spoke about the collective, Andy. We spoke about the ability, or have we got it in us to go on a run to do this. And I want to just have a wee kind of flashback to our January transfer window and who we brought in that January transfer window. That window was designed for us to actually get reinforcements, and it's going to get us to the next level, to get us to that league title. Brought in Araho, Svanchara, Adamu, Arthur, Mvakel, and the Ox. So far, we've seen Araho is the best at the lot. Fantastic. Yeah. First name in the team sheet for a lot of people, that laddie as well. Svanchara, I think some people as well are liking the way the big man's going about it. Some people are saying as well he's maybe not got the goal scoring touch we need as well, but he's getting his game time. Adamu, he's been fleeting with his appearances. Didn't come on midweek. Arthur obviously made his first appearance for us midweek as well. And Vaku, I think we've seen one half of him and we've not seen him since. So what that tells you. And then we've got the Ox, Andy. So out of the 6 guys that we brought in January, and we're now a month down the line, basically, near a month down the line as well from the January transfer window closing shut. Out of the 6 guys there, would you say how many of those are going to have any sort of prominent role for Celtic in the run-in to the league?
I think there's question marks there. Arthur, we simply don't know enough about him and whether he's actually going to get the opportunities, enough opportunities to actually get them. Adamu, I'm not sure about. I'm really no. I haven't really got an opinion either way. Still not seen enough of him. I think Big Cam's done all right. Svanchara, whatever his name is, I think he's done okay. You know, I've been quite impressed with him. Araho's just an absolutely fantastic player. I think we've been lucky getting him. Mvaku, is it Mwaku? I don't know where he's went to. What's happened there is absolutely baffling. I don't even know if he's still at the club or what's going on, man. It's really a baffling situation. The Ox, you know, getting that winner, and he's just a touch of class. I think, you know, it'd have been interesting if we could have got him in at the start of the season. that was a possibility. But you know, we're into our last 11 games, and we're really putting a bit of pressure on them to try and help get us through this period with Calmac, given that experience in the middle of the park. So it's a pass for the Oaks, a pass for Araho. Big Tam, I think he's been okay. Adamu, I really don't know. Arthur, I don't know. And Waku, I don't even know if he's still running about the squad in any way or what's happening there. That is absolutely baffling. So, not really anyone on a permanent basis. It's the Oaks. If we're looking at Oaks to maybe see if he's willing to stay another year and
well,
maybe
I think part of the deal was he's a 6 months with a view at an additional 12. I think that's what was announced there as well. But he's certainly only up for 6 months now. But it's that kind of chance to see if he likes it, if we like it. But we'll see. Kevin, what about yourself, mate, as well? We've got the 6 boys in there. I'll give you my assessment on it as well. Araho, best of the lot, fantastic. I don't think we've got the capacity in us to keep him after that. They've not got a built-in buy, like an option to buy or anything like that as well. It's probably going to cost you 7 figures to actually get the laddie as well. And I don't think Celtic will pay that for a right back, especially AJ coming back in the fold. Svanchara, again, I like that laddie. We've got the option to buy him. I think Lauren's right as well. I think he just needs a couple of goals. I think his hold-up play is fantastic. Mm-hmm. If we've got players as well who are smart enough to actually link up with him, which is why people were maybe calling for that 2-man up front, get the ball up to him as well. He can do the Sutton role. Get a last in beside him. Adamu, I like the look of the laddie as well. I think there's maybe something to come from him. Arthur, I like the look of that boy as well for what we've seen him. But again, I don't think that he'll get the game time if those two are fit. Now, that in itself as well is a sad indictment on that laddie as well, because I think the glaring hole that we've got in our Celtic team, the new for me, amongst other holes, is the centre to half the positions as well. We are badly needing a leader within that central defence there. Callum can lead the team, but you need a leader for you need a goalkeeper to be a leader. You need a centre half to be a leader. You need a centre midfielder. You need them all to be leaders. But that bone of your team, that backbone of your team has got to be all leaders in there. And I don't see any in the Celtic defence. And Vaku, again, I've gave up on that laddie as well. And Ox, I think there will be something from Ox as well, but I think we've just got to figure out the positional sense of how we play Cal, Ox and somebody else in there together. Kevin, what about yourself, mate? Give me your synopsis on the 6.
It's basically the exact same as yourself, Hog, you know what I mean? Arahu has been absolutely superb. I said it on here last week and the week before as well. Vinchara, he is your Sutton, he is your hearts and type player. He needs a 2-man shot up there. He's the type of guy that would be feeding your Kyogos and your fucking Nicholases and your Walkers and your McGarveys and your McClares and all that. That's the type of centre forward he is somebody playing alongside him and him doing the sort of a donkey work, so to speak. Ox is class, we know that. Just hoping he can just turn the tide for us and turn it pretty quick. The big boy at the back, I would have him at the back himself, as to having the other 2 monkeys, by the way. Know what I mean? I'd get that boy in there, and he might get a bit of game time because there must be more suspensions coming up shortly with the bookings that they're picking up as well. But the other boys, I'm not holding out much hope for. But as we said back in January, I've said it back then, I said it in previous windies, the last couple of windies before it as well, with summer and last January. When we're signing players now, we need players that can come in as starters in that team and shove guys out straight away for day one and improve us. We don't need squad players. We don't need projects. Unfortunately, we are where we are, but it's no mathematically impossible. So I'll always have that wee bit of hope to then, but I can't see us hitting that sustained run to get us to the end of the season, to be honest.
Hope over fear, lads. Again, hope over fear. But gentlemen, we're getting to that point in the evening as well where we're close to be saying our good nights to everybody and enjoy their weeks as well. But we've got a big game coming on Thursday. We've got an even bigger game coming on Sunday, which we're not going to touch on now. We will cover that in length on Friday Night Live. But gentlemen, just a very, very quick touch on Thursday. We're down 4-1. The chances are as well that the progression hopes as well are already away from us unless we have a miracle performance, which as much of the chat we've had tonight as well, saying we don't actually think we've got that in us. But Andy, for you, what's the tact then on Thursday? Is the tact to go there with a team in mind for Sunday and just play the other ones? Or is it go there and try and kind of preserve a bit of pride as well? Because you potentially, if you go there as well with a weakened squad as well, based on what we've seen the other week or the other day, you're maybe on another end of a heavy one here. What do you think?
I think we could be on the end of a heavy one, but I'm to the point now that certainly with this tie, I'm fucking done. So I couldn't really give a shit, to be honest with you. You really don't want to get embarrassed. So I totally get that. But I've got to think of if you're putting a team together to really hold a team back, it takes a lot of energy out of a team to do that. Or a 100-minute game, especially with a big weekend coming up as well. So I'd be looking to utilise the squad and just see where we go for there. I've got absolutely no faith that we are getting anything out of this tie. It's done, dusted, it's gone. And we've got bigger to fry in other games to prepare for than that one. That's gone. We are doing nothing with that. So I would try and get the balance to try to keep the score down and utilise the squad and try and keep players fit for the weekend. That's more important from my point of view.
I think I would say the same, Andy. I think everyone's got to be focused on the bread and butter this week as well. And my minds would be play the second string as well, but the ones that you'd have in your subs bench as well, I think, are in there. And again, if you get a heavy one as well, then I'm not want to say invite that on, so be it. But I think for us the important one is Sunday. Kevin, what's your approach on Thursday, brother?
I'd like to see you utilise the squad, but we don't have a fucking squad.
We do. They're still very good.
Yeah. I think you need to just. I think if you're going to be playing Arthur on Sunday, you need to play him Thursday night. You need to get him in Thursday night. Get him a big game time.
In the European squad though.
Didn't get added to the European squad.
Trusty can play. Play.
Right, so I know. So we can't play him. So that's that. I was just thinking for getting him game time for Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get him in there and get him 90 minutes, but that's not going to happen. But play your McCowns, play your Bernardos, play some of the newer boys that's just come in as well. Know what I mean? Play Taneki if you want, because he'll not be playing on Sunday anyway. He's got no chance of getting in on Sunday. So you can play him. Know what I mean?
Well, I think for what we're all saying as well, I think the sentiments that somebody else had posted on there, it's go there, get the game done and dusted as well, get back out the road as well, and then prepare for Sunday. Lauren, I don't know, pal. I don't know. Kevin informed us as well. Sky Sports had reported that they put in the appeal. It'll be this week at some point as well.
It's not getting overturned.
I wouldn't have much hopes in that actually getting overturned as well. But it will be this week because Celtic will rush that through as well to try in any way, shape or form as well to have him available there. But I don't think it's the worst thing in the world as well, because you're forced into a defensive change, and I think this big laddie Arthur will come in and do as a turn. But gentlemen,
much about the Rangers game now, but I'm just going to fling this out there and see what people think. They can comment on Friday, see if they agree with it. Just a change of formation in the team for Sunday, at the weekend. 4-4-2, Sinisar 1 goals. Donovan, Arthur, Scales, Tierney, back 4. 4 midfielders, Arajo, Kalmack, the Ox and Sirachi. And then Nigrin with Big Tam just ahead of him. What do you think of that?
Why not?
Yeah, it's
not bad.
There's people also saying as well 3-5-2 flood the midfield. KT left side, put Scales in the middle, and Arthur right. Again, regardless what it is as well. But we will discuss more of that on Friday. So everybody is going to be training in on Friday as well. Have a wee think about what your formation is going to be for Friday. As I say, we'll be back. The boys will be back as well. Hopefully Paul will be back. We'll see if Barry's working, I know, as well. Hopefully the 2 on show me the night as well. We'll be back in. We will have a fantastic show. Regardless of what the result is on Thursday, I think we have all resigned ourselves as well that our Europa League journey this season is over. We'll be back on Friday to have a wee chat about that as well, then look forward to spanking the fucking rotten mob at Snake Mountain. Gentlemen, before we bid farewell this evening, have you got anything you want to bring up and have a wee chat about before we say goodbye?
Not really, not too much. No, it was good to get back on after us having a wee night off on Friday through circumstances that were unfortunate. Big thanks to everybody for contributing and continue to support the show, and a wee shout out to James Viper as well. James put a wee comment there on that it's something that helps him with his mental health, and there are a lot of people with kind of mental health problems out there as well. So if us bangers sitting talking a lot of kind of garbage keeps you sane for a wee while, then keep tuning in. Know what I mean? We're always here to try and lighten the mood a wee bit, even though I've been the prophet of doom and gloom tonight, but keep the faith.
Kev, you're always our prophet of doom and gloom, mate. We love you for it. We love you for it. It gives us something to kind of jump off the other end of it as well. You're the yin to somebody's yang, my friend, as well. So, Andy, anything for yourself, mate?
No, just thanks very much for watching. It's fantastic to get early 1,000 sub mark. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but considering where we were before it all get wiped out, you know, to get to this point so quick is a testament to everybody that continues to tune in and watch us and support us. So a big thank you to everybody for your time and your effort in making it the podcast where it is.
I will echo that, and hopefully you guys do feel the appreciation that we do have for you, every single one of you. The names are regulars. We know the names as well. We love the content. We love the banter. We love the banter amongst yourselves as well. So let's keep that going. If you've not already subscribed to the podcast, if you've not already, tell your pals about the podcast. And if you can, become a member of that. We would really appreciate that. And those causes that we're going to help, we'll appreciate that further as well. Gentlemen, Andy, thank you for your time, brother. I hope you feel better as the week goes on. Kevin, thank you very much for your time as well, brother. Guys, we will see you on Friday. As always, we will bid you with a stay blessed, stay safe, stay Celtic, and stay CSP. Friday Night Live, 7 p.m. See you there. CSP is out of here. Boom.